Hello, it's Valerie Timms here with another fabulous interview with the amazing Tanja Lee. Hey, Tanja.
Hey, beautiful. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm awesome.
Excellent. Now, I just want to say a little bit about you. So our listener, of course, if they don't know you, which I'm sure they will, but Tanja, despite should be award-winning for trying to keep me on track as my business coach. Big job there. Tanja Lee is obviously a leading mindset coach and specialist for real estate people across Australia. In addition to other people in life and business too, you're also branching into Tea with Tanja Lee, which is just fabulous, and I'd recommend everyone gets onto socials and checks out Tanja. But also Tanja is the REB Mentor of the Year 2019, the Wellness Advocate of the Year, and the Thought Leader of the Year. So boom. Wow.
Yes.
I feel very blessed to have you today to chat with our listener.
Thank you.
Talk about what's going on. So thank you, Tanj.
Yeah, no, thank you, Val. Love you, love your work, and honored to be your coach. As a leading life and business coach, I have niched my work into real estate and property for the last nearly 6 years now. I've never listed and sold a house in my life. I was simply a vendor that had crap service from a number of agents and felt that it's such a significant transaction that I felt that many agents were missing that ability to really connect and build rapport before asking, for the business. And yeah, thank God I made that decision because I get to meet great and work with great people like yourself. So thanks for the opportunity to be here.
You are welcome. And I know you've made a big impact across the real estate industry. So hopefully there are many more happy and satisfied consumers out there too who are having a much better experience than you, and agents who are feeling more fulfilled in their day-to-day life. So I wanted to start asking you right now, what's quite current is you're in Melbourne and Victoria, and you have a stage 4 lockdown. How is that affecting everybody?
Big question. I think there's people in a couple of different camps, and so as we're having this conversation, we are in a level 4 lockdown, and what that means for us is we have a curfew from 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. We are not able to go any further than 5 kilometers from our residence. You can exercise for an hour a day, and the only businesses that are open are supermarkets, medical centers, and some cafes and restaurants for takeaway.
Yeah.
So, I'm in a great space, and you would hope that I would be, because I'm a peak performance coach. I'm a mindset specialist. So if I'm not practicing what I preach now, then that's tricky.
We're all in trouble.
My dog, Chelsea, now's not the time to have a back scratch.
Actually, my dog is doing exactly the same thing over there. So I've got a cushion I can throw or something.
Yeah. I usually kind of just go, but Chelsea decides that now's the time where she lays on her back like Cleopatra doing a snuffleupagus back scratch. So I think people are in two camps, whether you're in lockdown or whether you're in, self-isolation or some restrictions. And those of you that are watching now, see which camp you're in. Many people are in their circle of concern. So they're really stressed about the global pandemic, the restrictions, the state of the economy, the forced isolation, the changes to their daily life, and all the limitations that we're living in. And these people are experiencing stress, I believe, Val, because they're just not accepting what is.
Yep.
Now, I'm not suggesting we have to love it or like it, but accepting what is limits the resistance to what is, which means we're not in struggle and force and challenge and overwhelm. There's a level of surrender. And okay, so when, I've got a lot of beautiful friends and clients and family ringing, how I'm like, I'm amazing. I'm actually, because it is what it is, without sounding disrespectful, right? Yes. Because like many people watching, I've been impacted. My income has dropped by 50 to 60% on this time last year, because all speaking and external training, is not happening. So I get the financial impact, I get the mental impact, but there is a choice between how we navigate this wave. So there's the people that are in their circle of concern, resisting what is, high levels of stress, and talking about the negativity and what shouldn't be, and the fact that we shouldn't be wearing masks and this shouldn't be happening and all of that. And then there's those that are in their circle of influence. This is critical for us that are in real estate. These people are being focused on being cause in the matter of their experience rather than at the effect of what's happening. And they are just accepting what is and putting all of their attention and focus on the things that they can influence, which is their health, their daily habits, their productivity, their performance, their mindset, their vision and values, and their budgeting and their world. So these people have a lot of reasons why they don't have results, and many are using this as a justification for procrastination. These people are going, this won't stop me. I'm going to do what I need to do. I'm going to focus and be like Gandhi and make like Mother Teresa and just be of service to those that I have the privilege to work with. And I'm going to be consistent. And it's a very different reality, which one you choose to plan. And you can jump from here to here within a 10-minute or 1-minute space. But there are things that you can do to get out of your concern, feeling disempowered and negative, and feeling in getting into your influence, feeling as positive as possible and in action.
Absolutely. Very wise words, Tanja.
Oh, well, you know, I've learned a little along the way. But for me, it just works. It just works. When it's like when people go to a cafe and it's winter and they walk into the cafe and they go up to the barista and they order their coffee, and the barista goes, "Hey mate, or hey love, how are you?" And they go, "Oh crap, this weather is crap. Look at it. It's miserable." But winter is doing what winter does. You know? So accept what is a good tip.
I get that. You are a trained NLP coach, programmer, whatever we want to call that.
And practitioner and trainer.
Practitioner and trainer. Thank you for those those words.
All right.
And I've got a base understanding of NLP. And so this whole idea of the way we say things makes a really big difference. Can you maybe touch on that, because I realise just how important understanding that is on our mindsets, on the way we say things.
Oh my God, like I'm a geek about this topic, Val. I'm an absolute geek. I do believe that we create our world through our words, and our words can either be disempowering or empowering. Now, for those of you that don't know what NLP is, NLP just means neuro-linguistic programming. I like to refer to it as it's really the relationship between the quality of our thoughts and beliefs, the words and language we speak, the action we take will all influence the results we produce or not. So NLP is just a brilliant tool for being mindful of the language we use to create the world we live in. And as I said, it can either be a language of disempoweredness or empoweredness. Typically, if you're using what I call victim language of, this shouldn't be happening and it's not fair, your experience of life will be that life is happening to you. Corona-loco is happening to you. Everything's happening to you. And your relationship with yourself is, I'm not, empowered enough or capable of being with and dealing with and responding to what's going on. Whereas people that have a high level of resilience in times of uncertainty and change and challenge, and if you're in real estate watching this, it's a counterintuitive environment. Every single day you rock up going to be rejected, going to have people say no, having people not necessarily trusting you. You've got to break through big barriers. You earn commission, you make a sale, you get paid 4 months after you make a sale. There's a lot working against your state of mind. So if you don't master it, it's going to be a struggle. And there's a lot of great opportunities on the flip side. You can be your own boss, build your own business, carve your own path, build your own team, and earn as much money as you're willing to work for. But the game is won up here. Thanks. Thanks, Chelsea.
I know.
Cute,
They say
though.
never work with children or animals,
Oh
right?
God, I know. Perfect timing, right? But this is the other thing, right? Keeping it real. We're in
Yeah.
self-isolation. I'm here. She's nuzzled her way through the door, and now she's just having a good old back scratch because she can.
Absolutely, absolutely. I had a team member the other day kind of flip out a little bit about the potential. I'm in Adelaide, so the potential of what was coming up for us, and of course we look at what's happening for you guys there in Melbourne, and like I said to them, look, a second wave may happen. But if it does, like, we're just in the best place in the world for that to happen.
Yeah, but see, there you go, Val. There's an example of an empowering belief.
Yep.
See, many people, their belief, meaning like their view of the world, their viewfinder of the world is, the world's doomed. This is the worst time on the planet. We're coming to an end. So of course that's going to train your physiology and your psychology and your biology to be hardwired to believe that. If you do what you're doing and go, we're in the best place possible, like, and focus on what you can do, it's going to give you access to your ingenuity and innovation and effective problem solving. So that's a perfect example right there, what you just said.
I kind of look at, you sort of cast yourself, say, to Mexico and what's happening in there, or the USA, and then look at what we have, and there's so much to be grateful for, and so many amazing things that we have and that we have access to as well.
Yes.
So what would you say to, a salesperson, a property manager, a principal, anybody in any industry who's kind of lost themselves a little bit and maybe is a bit funky in their thinking right now and thinking this is just all too hard? What advice would you give, Tanj?
Great question. The first thing I would say is, I get it. Like, I see you, I feel you, I hear you, and I witness you, because we are all experiencing the same thing. I didn't expect in my lifetime to be going through a global pandemic. And I was talking to my daughters the other week around, this is going to be in the history books. Like, so when you have kids and, down the track, maybe when they have kids and I'm gone to the next life, you'll be reading about this in history books. So first thing is, I get it. I hear you. I feel you. We are in this together. The second thing is, now is the time to become masterful at being the observer of your mind and your energy. And what I mean by that is, you are in charge of what you think about, what you speak about, and what comes about as a result of your actions. And you're either going to be in your circle of concern, focusing on all the things that you cannot control and influence, which will drain your energy and make you feel negative and overwhelmed. And you'll have a lot of reasons why you won't have results. And in some cases, as I said before, Val, it'll be a great justification for any procrastination or avoidance or hiding from showing up.
Yep.
I am inviting you, and by the way, this is a big fat waste of time. I do workshops around this, especially online right now. And, the amount of individual and collective hours as teams we spend in circles of concern is outstanding. I did a training for a group of people last week, and we determined that this team of 16 people collectively spent 49,000 hours a year here. Yet every single one of them every day go, oh, I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time. And some people are spending 105 hours a week here. So think about what you could do, reinvesting that time into your circle of influence, which is start spending time and energy and daily, every single morning, habits that will have you master your mind, get you in that peak state, elevate your dopamine and serotonin levels, which is the feel-good hormones, which will reduce stress, improve sleep, improve the quality of your mind. And I can give you the resources available to do that.
Yeah.
And that is our responsibility. So it's all about observing. Am I in my circle of concern, overwhelmed by what's happening to me? Or am I operating in my circle of influence, being cause in the matter of my own reality? And if you're like, well, Tanja, I don't know, which one am I in? You will know by how you feel. If you feel like crap, if you don't want to get up in the morning, if you're getting into the reds or the scotch or the whiskey a little more, or you're numbing out on social media and avoiding doing stuff, and you're just in a funk and not happy, you bet you're here.
Yeah.
If you're over here, you have a sense of a level of empoweredness, of vitality, access to inspiration, and you're typically being of service and focusing on what you need to do.
Yeah.
So that would be my biggest tip, is check in on where you're at, and don't make yourself wrong. If you're over here, just go, "Ooh, cool, that doesn't work," and do what you can to get in your circle of influence and focusing on the things that matter most.
Yep. Great advice. And I know you're a huge advocate of a book called The Miracle Morning.
What, this one?
That one.
This one I prepared earlier. Yes. This is a ripper. This is a book written by an amazing man called Hal Elrod. This dude has literally died 3 times. One time his heart stopped for 6 minutes. He's now navigating leukemia. He's seriously a cat with at least 4 lives. And before he wrote this book, he was the top performing sales agent in a knife selling company. And he was winning all awards. And the reason he attributes his success to was he literally studied what constitutes excellence and success. So he studied all the top performers across different, modalities and industries and vocations, whether it be philanthropists, entrepreneurs, small to medium businesses, big corporations, elite athletes, politicians, whatever. And he distilled that there were 6 things that every successful person practiced, but he found out that they only did either 1, 2, or maximum 3 of these 6 things. And he thought to himself, wow, if the most successful people on the planet do these things, and they do it every single morning religiously, and they either do 1, 2, or 3 things, what would be possible if we did all 6 as a habit every day to start our new day? And so he created the acronym called SAVERS, which is 6 ways to transform your day before 8 a.m. or whatever time you get out and going. And those 6 things are: S stands for silence or meditation. And this is critical because, Val, as I know I've shared with you and your team in our training, we human beings literally have between 60 to 90,000 thoughts a day. 90% or 85%, no, 90% of them are the same regurgitated thoughts as the day before, and 85% of them are negative. So, and that's going on all the time. So meditation is about interrupting that programming, interrupting that pattern, and making space. Many people watching this may think, meditation is for terracotta cloth wearing gurus who sit on a mound of saffron in India drinking tears of a Tibetan yak. It's not for me. If you're wanting access to your personal power, if you're wanting clarity, if you're wanting to connect with your purpose and get way more vitality and energy to really take the actions you want to take, you want to meditate. That's why it's number 1. Number 2 is affirmation. So this is about affirming who you are. Now, most of us, Val, walk around believing we're not good enough because something happened as a child, whether it was simple or traumatic, and we make it mean we're not good enough. And then we're obsessed by what other people think of us. So most of us have a lot of disempowered negative belief systems and self-sabotaging strategies of I'm not good enough, he's better than me, she's better than me, I don't have enough time, I don't have enough money, there's not enough clients, there's not enough listings, the market's crashing, banks are tightening up lending, buyers are calling, vendors don't want to do price adjustments. Like, that's a lot of negativity.
It's exhausting.
Isn't it? I want a nap right now.
Oh, gosh.
And then we believe that it's true, and that's going to influence our energy. So affirmation is about affirming who you are. However, I have a personal opinion about this. A lot of personal development and affirmation is all about, if you're broke, start telling yourself you're rich and successful. I don't subscribe to that belief because I believe that, because it's so inauthentic, is about putting icing over a poo pie, which makes more tension. I would rather, if you are broke or you're in debt or you're struggling financially, rather than go, I'm rich and successful, I'm rich and successful, I'm the next Richard Branson, move over. I'd rather you say, okay, I forgive myself for the mistakes I've made financially. I'm getting more and more responsible with my money every day. I'm educating myself on what it takes to be financially savvy and free. And I'm looking forward to being more powerful and purposeful financially. And you start to speak in bridge steps rather than this
Yeah.
ridiculous leap that is unbelievable. So
Yeah.
that's my opinion about affirmation.
And that's integral. It's integrity. It's almost like it's almost like a roadmap to where you're going,
Correct.
rather than just sort of having
Yeah.
an amazing thing that you're wondering how you're going to get there. This is actually you saying how you're doing that daily.
Yeah, and acknowledging yourself. And you got to have a level of compassion, Val. You know, we're very good at cracking the whip and we need to wave the wand a little more. The next piece is visualize. So there is international research that shows when you visualize the end result, when you visualize that body, that man, that commission check, that listing, that growth in your business, that sales agent in your business, you know, whatever it is that you really want to attract, when you visualize it, you're training your subconscious brain to really attract it. And when you have a picture for that which you desire to create, you increase your chances of achieving it by 67%.
Right. Yep.
So it's worth having a picture, whether it's an old-fashioned magazine cutout or a digital version, or what I have is a visual video. I've used a program called Animoto, where I've got all of my images for the spokes of the wheel of life, music, and all of my affirmations. And I watch the movie of my life every morning, and just like, yeah, I don't have popcorn going, but you know, I'm watching the movie of my life, of what's happening.
That's great.
E is for exercise. Critical. If you're watching this now and you're like, oh, yeah, funk, NLP, whatever, I'm just and you say, give me one thing, I'd say move.
Yeah.
Move your body, move that energy. I walk for an hour a day. Fortunately, I'm down by the beach, so I get to see the horizon and the ocean and the expansion. In the level lockdown, you know, you're just seeing your walls, really. So that's really important, to move your body. It'll reduce stress. As I said before, release dopamine and serotonin, enables you to clear your mind so you can be less reactive and more responsive. R in savor, so we've got silence or meditation, A for affirmation, V for visualization, E for exercise, R for reading a good book or listening to an audio book, because in NLP there's a saying of GIGO, garbage in, garbage out, good in, good out. Especially in the process of a global pandemic, please, if you're watching this, be mindful of how much social media you're consuming and media you're devouring, because it's all going in. And then finally, it's scribing, which is your gratitude journal, or I like to use the 5-minute journal app. And this is about what you said earlier. Having an attitude of gratitude will elevate our altitude. There is so many worse things that would happen. I had a client of mine message me the other day. She saw a post of mine that you shared, the time one.
Yes.
Right. So you posted it.
Yes.
I saw it. And it's this, if you haven't seen it, go on to Val's Facebook or Instagram. And there's a mature person with a big egg timer with the sand virtually gone, and there's a little bit left, holding the hand of a toddler with more sand up the top. And, you know, they got more time, and it's like, make the most of your time. And I got chills.
Yeah. It was an instant impact, wasn't it? Yeah.
Oh my God. And I saw it. Good one, Val. And I shared it. Val, sharing that, I had this beautiful client of mine who's in the travel industry in South Australia, actually, reach out and say to me, that post touched me so much because I lost my 11-year-old daughter. She had an aneurysm at school, and just a couple of weeks ago. And, you know, during lockdown, before she went back to school, I got to spend a lot of quality time with her, and thank God. Now, do you know what I mean? Yet we worry about our coffee's cold and we're having a bad hair day and we've got to hang the washing out. It's all about perspective. So if you are watching this and you're in a funk and you feel like there's nothing to be grateful for, take a listen. Do you hear any bombs going off outside? Can you think about your sexy coffee and go and drive past a takeaway? Maybe you have to wear a mask, but you can go and get your fancy oat milk cappuccino that I got yesterday down at the beach.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We lose sight. We got to wear a mask. Yeah, And let's just focus on really the blessing that life is every day and do that work, because no one's going to do it for us.
Yep.
No one's going to do it for us. And you did my Savers Challenge, 30 days of
Yeah.
Savers.
Yeah.
How did you feel doing it?
Amazing. I still subscribe to it today. I'm
Yeah.
not 100%. I'm probably at the 70% mark, but
Yeah.
it forms the basis of my life, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think just being able to set yourself up in the morning like that is just so critical. And if you don't get it done in the morning, you can get it done during the day at some point.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, there's been times where I haven't finished my gratitude stuff until the evening, but yeah, I practice Savers 100% every single day. I notice a big difference. There's energy, vitality, optimism, clarity, less stress, less reactive, more responsive. So
Yeah.
the number one thing is observe. If you're feeling disempowered, you're in your circle of concern, focusing on stuff you can't control. Get into your circle of influence, and the best way to elevate your state is read or listen to this book and practice Savers. Now, if you're not doing any of these now and you think, oh my God, Val, that's a big leap to go from nothing to this. You can do all of this for either 6 minutes or 60 minutes.
Yeah.
My timing is about an hour and a half every morning. It takes me, because I do things, I go for a long walk.
Yeah.
And you can do one. You can go, okay, week 1, I'm just going to meditate. And then the second week, I'll start to do affirmation. If you know you're never going to do all 6 and you go, Tanja, I reckon I can manage 3. What's the top 3? I would definitely say meditation, exercise, and gratitude.
Yeah.
You do those things every day. That's a beautiful recipe for success.
Amazing advice, Tanj, of course. We're going to finish up in a while. I really wanted you to touch on, in real estate, we're in a service industry. How would you recommend we approach our clients right now? Because obviously everyone's going through different times. What do you feel we need to be adapting currently with global circumstance?
Great question. I think there's 2 key things that I would recommend. First of all, please make sure you're using all of your social media platforms as your own little mini newsroom. You want to be pumping out really valuable information about the market, about the Reserve Bank, any changes, first home buyer grants, any particular mortgage broker opportunities or government grants, JobKeeper, Job Saver, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Ensure that you're using your platforms to inspire and educate people on what they can do to make decisions. So that's one thing. Add value, share content that makes a difference. And when it comes to actual vendors and or buyers, particularly around vendors, I mean, I've got clients that are killing it financially and are flat out in the same market that team leaders and teams are struggling. And it's all because of where their focus is. So the focus, I believe, is not, and the last 5 months has not been the time to get on the phone and go, hi, Val, have you had any thoughts about selling? No. Because you sound transactional. You sound like you just need a listing because you need to pay your bills and you need some commission. I think the best quality script right now is to say something like, hey, Val, Tanj here from Timms Real Estate. How are you? Good, thanks, whatever. Val, in these unprecedented times, what we're finding is people are really curious around the current value of their home because they're having to make some pretty big decisions. And I just wanted to give you a heads up and let you know that we're spending a lot of time doing valuations right now. So you know exactly where you stand. And if you do need to make some big decisions for your future, you're well informed. So is that something you've been giving any thought to? What I like about that script is you're speaking to the current reality. People underestimate, Val, that the amount of husbands and wives and single entrepreneurs and people that are literally put the kids to bed and are sitting up having, a glass of wine or a cup of tea, talking about strategies to survive.
Yeah.
Some of them actually need to sell their house because 1 or 2 of them have lost their job or whatever it is. And some need to downsize. So like real estate will always be in business. But if you are not changing your dialogue, if you are not in front of the curve and making sure going back to the social media piece, that you're not only providing up-to-date information and content to educate and inform me, but also let me know how you're doing business virtually and handling the process digitally, which makes you current. The amount of principals and brands and agents that haven't changed their Facebook header, that haven't changed their website homepage to let people know we're doing business digitally, are missing opportunities. So I think that's the key focus, is be of service, add value with information, behave like you're your own newsroom. And when you're prospecting and connecting, speak from the heart, be genuine, and don't be transactional. Add value. And don't underestimate the amount of people that are curious. They're not thinking about listing or selling necessarily, but they might be thinking about, how much is my house worth and what is the price I would sell it at?
Yeah. That's great. And the idea of being able to add value with compassion to our clients, so that when the timing is right for them, it's a very easy choice as to who they're going to be listing with or working with.
Exactly. And if you're a principal watching this, or a leading agent, and you have been hit with corona-loco financially, and your listings are down, and your turnover is down, now is the time to get ingenuity going on and start thinking about how you can build solid ancillary offers into your business and build in a suite of services. Meaning, can you liaise and create a strategic alliance with the mortgage broker and offer pre-approved home loans? Can you do a checklist to make sure that you're offering to your vendor to take care of cleaning, gardening, pre, during and post sale preparation, and utilities changing, and removalists, and even helping them with their needs moving into their next home? This is what the most successful businesses overseas did when the recession hit, and they got an additional 30% more revenue, which kind of bridged the gap of their original revenue loss. And it takes a bit of work to set it up, but it's a win-win-win for so many people. Chelsea, it's a win-win-win for so many people, because you're adding value to local businesses, you're saving your vendors time because they're dealing with what they've got to deal with, and you're potentially getting additional revenue stream. So, there's so many positives, and it's kind of giving you a little level of insurance in your revenue.
And I love that idea of, although we're so digital, there's so many new technologies coming up, artificial intelligence is being used on databases, etc. What still is critical is just good old-fashioned service and that one-stop shop mentality, which is what you're describing. Of course, we've got to interlace that with digital and technology and everything we've got at our fingertips, but it's the same principle as what has been around since business began.
Exactly, Val. Awesome point. I believe that technology is there to increase efficiency and effectiveness, but it will never replace the art of human connection. And when we're dealing with people's biggest transaction of their lives, it has a gravity to it. And we have to get those basics right of returning a call, asking questions, if someone's interested in a property. And when you're with the person you're with, make them feel like they're the center of the universe, because people buy people, not products. And when you're asking permission to, sell someone's biggest asset, and if you're in a funk, people will feel it. They won't want to do business with you. You have to be in an empowered state. This is an absolute energy game. You must make like Gandhi and Mother Teresa and be of service to your community, add value through social media, get all the digital tools to increase efficiency and effectiveness, and then get back to good old fashioned, I give a rat's about you customer service.
Yeah. Fantastic. Tanja, amazing advice. Incredible. Is there anything you'd like to finish on? Is there anything pressing you'd like to impart?
I think if there was one tip I could give you, not just as a principal or a leading agent or a property manager, or this is more as a human being, is please practice being the author, not the story. And what I mean by that is there's a lot happening right now, but it is never what is happening or what has happened to us in the past that gives us our experience of who we are in the now. It is what we decide as a result. So whenever something happens to you, like you lose a listing or you have a team member leave or something goes on, don't ever create that as a failure, which means you're a failure. When you get a no for that listing, don't decide that that no means you're not good enough, because you will collapse everything that's happening to you and take it personally. Deal with the facts, not the feelings, separate the two, and this is a consistency game. Be the author, not the story.
Fantastic. Tanja, super grateful for your time today. Thank
Pleasure,
you
my
so
love.
much. And can't wait to speak to you again.
Look forward to it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Mwah.
Mwah. Ciao.
Bye.